Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting live Apple Valley, California.
Science and Technology channel, and
Loving it.
hopefully this will be an interesting article for tree lovers, right? The tree huggers out there.
Yeah, but remember we did a segment on that living organism tree that spanned 2 states?
Yeah. Nevada, Utah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It was.
All right, spruce trees don't just react to solar eclipses, they anticipate them, synchronizing their bioelectrical signals hours in advance in a display of forest-wide coordination. This discovery, reported in the journal Royal Society Open Science on March 31st, 2025, reveals a level of intelligence and communication in trees that rivals animal behavior. Remarkably, older trees lead the charge, hinting at environmental memory being passed down through the forest. Would you like to know more?
This is fascinating.
Yep.
A groundbreaking international study has found that the spruce trees not only respond to a solar eclipse, but also anticipate it by synchronizing their bioelectrical signals hours in advance, creating a coordinated response across the forest. The study shows that older trees display a stronger early reaction, suggesting that they hold decades of environmental memory and may play a role in signaling younger trees about upcoming events. This is crazy.
Yeah.
The trees are taking over.
Crazy.
They're taking over. These findings add to growing evidence that plants are active, communicative members of their ecosystems, capable of complex and coordinated behaviors similar to those observed in animal groups.
Now, do you remember?
Did you put all those words in that
I
together
did,
like that?
just for you, I did. Do you remember that movie of M. Night Shyamalan? The thriller. He always does like thriller horror stuff, where the trees secreted a substance that made people lose their inhibitions to live, and they just killed themselves. They'd jump off from buildings. They'd be driving in the car, and they'd get a whiff of that, and they'd go right for a tree to go head on. They'd start banging their head against windows. You never watched that movie?
No.
It was the trees. People didn't know what it was, but then they told us it was the trees. You guys know about that movie, right? Let us know the name of it. I can't remember the name. The lead authors are Professor Alessandro Ciolerio of the Italian Institute of Technology and University of the West of England, and Professor Monica Gagliano from Southern Cross University, Australia. Quote, "This study illustrates the anticipatory and synchronized responses we observed are key to understanding how forests communicate and adapt, revealing a new layer of complexity in plant behavior," said Professor Gagliano. Basically, we're watching the famous wood wide web in action. That was cringeworthy, man.
Do you think there's a Church of England of the East?
As opposed to the West?
Yeah. And
or
of the
North
and of the South?
Huh, I don't know.
Maybe. Never heard of it. That's kind of an interesting way to describe a college or university. So. Using custom-built, ruggedized, low-power sensors deployed across a forest in the Dolomites, which is in Italy, the interdisciplinary team, comprising experts from Italy, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Australia, recorded simultaneously bioelectric responses from multiple trees. Their analysis demonstrates that individual trees' electrical activity became significantly more synchronized before and during the eclipse, indicating that trees function as a unified living system that coordinates its response to external events. So are you telling me that they just all got together and said, hey, there's an eclipse coming up, and we need to go put out these
Let's
sensors.
Monitor the trees, yeah. Yeah. Let's monitor the birds, the trees, the water. They probably looked at everything, I mean, not these guys, but there are probably scientists who've done that to determine if there's anything going on during a solar eclipse. I'd like to know if those sensors were used in the Dolomites to locate or identify Bigfoot. You saw that coming, didn't you?
Here we go. I did.
And I wonder if Bigfoot reacts similar to how these trees react. Do they know that an eclipse is coming?
Did you see?
Are they that sensitive?
Speaking of movies, did you see the movie Monty Python's In Search of the Holy Grail? Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, long time ago if I did. I know about the movie. Yeah.
Okay, well, they're in that enchanted forest with, and then they run into the knights that go knee.
The Knights of Ni.
Yeah,
Yes.
the knights that
Ni.
say knee. Yeah, and they kind of look like trees. Those guys kind of their bodies are kind of like trees.
Huh.
Anyway,
Stumpy.
Stumpy.
Okay. Quote: By applying advanced analytical methods, including complexity measures and quantum field theory, we have uncovered a deeper, previously unrecognized dynamic synchronization not based on matter exchanges among trees, said Professor Ciolerio. Quote, he continues, we now see the forest not as a mere collection of individuals, but as an orchestra of phase correlated plants. Just like that organism, the trees.
This is
Telling
getting to be
you.
pretty bizarre here. Professor Gagliano said that the findings support calls for preservation of wise old trees. Quote, the fact that older trees respond first, potentially guiding the collective response of the forest, speaks volumes about their role as memory banks of past environmental events. Because, yeah, trees are, they're old. Look at our redwoods, right? I wonder if they've ever done that with
or
redwoods.
The bristlecones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sequoias, yeah. Quote, this discovery underscores the critical importance of protecting older forests, which serve as pillars of ecosystem resilience by preserving and transmitting invaluable ecological knowledge, according to Professor Gagliano.
Adding to its global impact, this pioneering research is set to be featured in an upcoming feature-length documentary, Il Codice de Bosco, the Forest Code, set to release in May 2025. That's this month.
That's now, yeah.
That's now in Italy. Funding was provided for the study was provided by Zenit RT Audio Visivi, Open Azienda. These are all Italian stuff. Primo Principio Societa Cooperativa, IGA Technological Services. That sounds American. And the Templeton World Charity Foundation, H2020 European Research Council. There we go.
Okay.
All the disclaimers.
So when you go into the forest, be careful what you say if you're standing in a grove of trees.
I think this conclusively proves that we have Bigfoot. Bigfoot's out there. This story.
What does Bigfoot have to do with the trees?
Well, they're one with nature. They hide behind trees. You can't. They're the champions of hide and seek. Okay, undefeated.
You heard it here first, folks. No, well, not her first. We talked about Bigfoot. Anyway.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Thanks. We'll see
you
you
on the next one. Take care.